Sundareswara Nithyanandeshwari Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. इस समय हमारे साथ उपस्थित सभी दर्शकों और भक्तों का मैं प्रेम एवं आशीर्वाद सहित स्वागत करता हूँ. I welcome all the devotees, disciples, samajis, satsangis, visitors, viewers sitting with us all over the world at this moment through Nithyananda TV, Sadhana TV, Lotus News Channel and two-way video conferencing, having Nayana Diksha. Cities sitting with us in two-way video conferencing. San Jose, Surrey, British Columbia, Enriching Temple Biddi, Charlotte, Ohio Prayag, Seattle Chidambaram, Guadalupe, Toronto Kailasam, Oklahoma Swamanatham, Washington DC Sripuram, San Jose, Dallas, Singapore, Ohio Ma Shivananda, St. Louis Tirumala, Kuala Lumpur Parani, Auckland, New Zealand, Mulund, Mumbai, Philadelphia, Varanasi, New York, Varanasi, San Diego, Tirualavai, Bogota, Colombia, Hyderabad, Guptakashi, New Zealand, Adi Arunachalam, Warrington, UK, East London, UK, Vancouver, Bhubaneswar, Philippines, Netherlands. Sorry, what is that? Yes. Netherlands, Hong Kong, Devon, UK, Atlanta, Ujjaini, Houston, Kalahasti, Tiruvanmiyur, Melbourne, Australia, New Jersey, Omkareshwar, Oman, Sivagangai, Colorado Springs, USA, Port Washington, New York, Bangalore North, New Zealand, Adi Arunachalam. Yes, I can see. I welcome all of you with my love and blessings. Today, 959th Nitya Satsang, 20th batch Inner Awakening. Third day, 17th batch Ingenious. 19th batch Nirahara Samyama level 1 break today. Today the Nirahara Samyama participants will not have Nirahara diet, means the liquid diet. You can eat all the 3 times. Come back tomorrow after eating. From tomorrow, 7 days you will be in Nirahara. 9th batch Di Samyama 3rd day. Today's Leela Dhyana, Mahadeva is gracing us, showing the Leela of VARUNAN VITTA KADALAI VATTRA. Means, I'll give you the translation. Once during Sundareshwara's regime, when Sundareshwara was ruling, actually Meenakshi was ruling, Sundareshwara never ruled Madurai, he was just going around and living. He was not involved in administration. Meenakshi only did all the work. And during the Sundareshwara's time, the Varuna, the god of water, sent a huge tsunami to destroy Madurai, and Sundareshwara, the Lord of Madurai, immediately sent few clouds and sucked the whole ocean and dried them out and saving Pandya kingdom. It was a powerful miracle. The power of integrity of Sundareshwara. The moment he wanted, the ocean becomes dry by the cloud. Mahadeva is gracing us in that Leela. We'll enter into today's Nitya Satsang. First, I wanted to share a few truths, then I'll answer your questions. From yesterday, we started the science of completion. Today is third day. We are going to enter into the deeper levels of completion. See, the science of completion is such, only after you practice few times, you will even understand the importance of it. Verbally, it can never be explained. Because once you start completing, it opens a new world to you. Altogether a new world. Altogether a new energy. How much ever I may talk about completion, but only when you start sitting with the mirror and melting down, completing, really you experience the new world opening altogether for you. The new world which can't be introduced. See, in the heaven, there are some things great, like Kamadhenu, the cow which gives whatever you want, Kalpavriksha, the tree which gives whatever you want, Parijata, flower never withers away, with eternal fragrance. Because there are few special things, you can describe the heaven based on those few special things. But when you start completion, what all will happen? Everything will be special. So I cannot introduce it by anything special. I cannot say, do completion, you will have Kamadhenu, you will have Kalpavriksha. No. When you do completion, you are going to have Mahadeva himself. What Kamadhenu or Kalpavriksha? Everything right, everything good happens in your life when you do completion. Completion is so powerful process. It takes you to a different space of existence, different realm of existence, different reality of existence altogether. Today we are going to be working on deeper levels of completion and especially discovering the root pattern, finding out the root pattern. Sometimes you discover, sometimes you invent root patterns. Please understand. Because you are not able to discover, you mess up, mix, match, and you invent your own. I have seen people coming and telling me, Swamiji, I developed this root pattern at the age of 44. It is not root pattern, it is rootless pattern. You invent. But anyhow, inventing root patterns can be a root pattern. You have to complete with that pattern with which you invent root patterns. Whether it is root pattern or rootless pattern or root pattern of creating rootless pattern as root pattern, it has to be completed. Everything has to be completed. It is in the existence of completion. Existence is experienced by you. Because existence exists in existence of completion. Understand? The completion is complete completion. When you experience existence in its completion, I'll try to answer your questions so that you can internalize and internalize the whole completion process and understand and live the whole completion process. Questions?
The first question today is from Inner Awakening participant Dr. Pranjal, ID number 57. She's asking, if enriching happens by an incomplete person, it doesn't really reach people. It might help the enricher, but the other person might be going away instead of coming. Shouldn't the enricher completely be complete before enriching?
Completely completing will happen ultimately only with enlightenment. So Dr. Pranjal, understand, completion, enriching, both are not supposed to be done one after the another. Both are supposed to be done simultaneously. Please understand. In Patanjali's yoga, there is a word called Ashtanga Yoga. 8 parts. Somehow, unfortunately, all the English yogis have translated this as 8 steps of yoga. That one small mistake, the Anga word, Ashta means 8, that there is no controversy. This Anga, instead of translating that word as parts, it has been translated, not even word parts is too superficial. Anga word should be translated as organs. Because they have not translated this Anga as organ, instead of organ, they translated that as a step. The whole yoga tradition has become useless in the West. It has become just a small few techniques are the methods to make your body flexible and little health. That's a disgrace done to yoga. Please understand. When you get a diamond and use the diamond just as a vegetable cutter, it's a disgrace to diamond. Same way, when you use such great power, powerful science, just as technique to bring little health, no. It is so unfortunate. Just that one mistake done by the Max Mullerians, means followers of Max Muller, trying to translate Hindu scriptures just to destroy Hinduism, not for making the world realize the greatness of Hinduism. The Max Mullerians, in my Sampradaya, in Nithyananda Sampradaya, nowhere the Max Muller or Max Mullerian's translations should be accepted as a reference textbook. I am banning Max Muller and Max Mullerian's translations of Hindu scriptures. They have done the translation more to abuse the Hinduism, not to make people understand Hinduism. This Max Mullerian translation of the word Ashtanga, instead of 8 organs of yoga, it has been translated 8 steps of yoga over. And people are struggling with the 2nd step and 3rd step. Yama, Niyama, Yoga, Asana, over. No one crosses beyond. Yama is integrity. Niyama is authenticity. Please listen. Asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana is responsibility. Dhyana and samadhi is enriching. Please listen. You are asking, should we do it one after the another? No. No, understand. This is also like Ashtanga. 8 organs, not 8 steps. Enriching and completion, both are Simultaneously, both should be practiced. Listen. With more and more completion, more and more enriching will happen. With more and more enriching, completion will happen. Actually, when you complete with somebody, you already started enriching that person. How many of you have realized, I think still this batch has not yet started completing with others. But whoever has started completion with others, the moment you complete with others, you already started enriching the other person. Enriching starts happening with the completion. Without enriching, completion cannot happen. Without completion, enriching cannot happen. It is like you start both together, one supports the other. You cannot say, first I will operate my heart, and then once the heart starts functioning completely, then I will start operating the lungs. No. Lungs is completion, heart is enriching. Both has to happen simultaneously. Lungs remove the carbon dioxide incompletions from your system, infuses oxygen, completion into your system. Heart circulates that whole oxygen through the blood and enriches your whole body. You cannot separate enriching and completion. If you are not enriching, be very clear, your completion is not happening. You are only fantasizing about completion. Completion is so powerful. When you really get into it, you will simply enrich. I tell you, I have no other motive other than enriching, to come and sit day in and day out to speak to people even though they don't listen to me. There is no other motive. Completion. Completion is so powerful, it just makes you enriching. I tell you, the intelligence of enriching. Actually, you don't even need to be taught to enrich. There is no need for somebody to teach you how to do. Maybe they can give you tips to do enriching in a better way. But when you start completion, you will simply start enriching, because so much of energy, intelligence, inspiration, love will be available to you. That is what yesterday after the process, I could see the whole group feels beautiful love. Please understand, making one person feel loving and loved with a group is not a joke. It is not a joke. Yesterday I could see, after the whole program, after the session of especially looking at you as your mamakar, inner image, outer image and life image, and introducing yourself to others with your inner image, outer image and life image. I tell you. The first thing will happen to your being is love. Love. So much of love. There is no need for others to come and tell you to enrich. You will see the enriching happens by its very nature. Please understand, when you complete, your thinking will start becoming more aware. See, when the awareness enters into your thinking, you will just know life has no pleasure other than enriching. Please understand. This is the essence. It is the unaware thinking which makes you believe life has some pleasures. The moment awareness enters into your thinking, the moment your thinking is filled with awareness, you will understand life has no pleasure. Life has no pleasure other than enriching. How much ever you try, how much ever you try, it is complete lie. It's false statement, superstition, to believe life has pleasures. Whoever has spread that superstition, he should be arrested under superstitious law. He should be arrested under the anti-superstition bill. How much ever you may try to believe, you even believe as a collective belief. Mass hysteria. All the crowd in the MG Road, Bangalore is nothing but mass hysteria. All the crowd which is searching here, there, thinking that life has pleasure, is hypnotized in the mass hysteria. Your thinking will become straight with completion. And I tell you, when awareness enters into your thinking, when you start thinking with awareness, you will realize life has no pleasures. Listen. How many of you in your heart really believe life has no pleasures? Raise the hand. You guys have started thinking with awareness. Really, I am telling you. If you think life has pleasures, you just need to bring little awareness into your thinking, nothing else. Whatever you call as pleasure, when it happens to you, just see how you feel about you, how your inner space feels. In few days you will understand life has no pleasures. So the only thing pleasant in the life is enriching. I am really telling you, the only thing pleasant in the life is enriching. Life has no pleasure. Life has no pleasures other than enriching. Listen, I have a story about bringing awareness into your thinking. A man walks into a shop and sees a cute little dog like Bhairav. He asks the shopkeeper, "Does your dog bite?" The shopkeeper says, "No, my dog does not bite." The man tries to pet the dog and the dog nicely bites him. Ouch! The man screams, shouts. He says, "I thought you said your dog doesn't bite." The shopkeeper replies, "Yes, my dog doesn't bite, but that is not my dog." Bring awareness into your thinking. Don't take the gap, the missing links for granted. Your idea, life as pleasures, is nothing but taking the missing links for granted. Don't take missing links for granted. Connect all the missing links by a proper word. Only then you will understand, yes, his dog doesn't bite, but this dog is not his dog. The moment he said, "My dog doesn't bite," the second statement you took it for granted. That this dog is not his dog. This dog is his dog. In life also, please understand, many times after running behind certain goals, ideas for 30, 40 years, you realize the missing links, you took it for granted. That is the such waste of life and time and energy. Blessed are those who entered Gurukul life when they are young. Blessed are those who at least entered the life with the Master when they are young. Really, life as pleasures is the greatest delusion with which you are living. And you say, no, that is the way my mother-in-law told me, my father-in-law told me, my brother told me, my sister told me. When life stares at you, you cannot hide behind anybody's pallu. Know that very clearly. Pallu is the sari cloth, end of the sari. Forget about anybody's pallu. When life is chasing you, you cannot hide behind any person. So don't live because he said life is like that, she said life is like that, they said life is like that. Doubting pattern of, please listen, the doubting pattern you carry about you makes you believe everyone else other than the truth. Because you don't trust you have self-doubt, you believe your mother-in-law, daughter-in-law, father-in-law, all in-laws, and you outlaw life. You tell about this person, that person, my mother told, father told, brother told, husband told. No. Understand, life as pleasures is the greatest superstition spread in the modern world by the materialistic civilization and materialistic media. It is a superstition spread by materialistic mainstream media. What is the statement these guys are trying to give when they post with some denim jeans, iPad, iPhone, all these models? They try to give you, they try to promise, with this life will be with a lot of pleasure, cool, which is not. Fool. It is superstition spread by the so-called mainstream media. The superstition they are spreading. I saw a joke in the Facebook. A daughter is sitting with iPhone. She says, iPhone. Wife is sitting, iPad. Son is sitting with iPod. Husband is sitting with head on his hand, I paid. It's so unfortunate. Please be very clear. Life has no pleasure other than enriching. So, if you are being driven by any force, imagination, visualization, fantasy, thinking, thought, idea, other than enriching, be very clear. You are going to end up in depression. So do not encourage, enrich, entertain. The idea, life has some pleasures other than enriching. Drop it. Life has no pleasures other than enriching. Next question.
The next question is from ID number Inner Awakening ID number 5, Ziva Fishman, who's asking, according to the Upanishad, we are not the doer. Where we do our job at work. According to the Upanishad, we are not the doer where we do our job at work. How can we detach ourselves from the doing and just work as a service for the world that God created? If I don't suppose to have desire to succeed with my business and have pride, what will get me motivated of doing it? And how can I detach myself from this desire to be successful?
I'll read the question. Ziva Fishman. According to the Upanishads, we are not the doer, where we do our job at work. How can we detach ourselves from the doing and just work as a service for the world that God created? If I don't suppose to have a desire to succeed with my business and have pride, what will get me motivated of doing it? How can I detach myself from this desire to be successful? Ziva, I think just now I answered your whole question. May know, Number 5, Ziva Fishman. Oh, he's not. Oh, yes, okay. Please be seated. Okay. Your question, according to the Upanishad, we are not the doer. Where we do our job at work, how can we detach ourselves? Please, I wanted you to understand the first statement you made. According to the Upanishads, we are not doer. You need to understand that more. You will understand that statement only after the completion process. Only after the completion process you will understand all this while you were not the doer, your incompletions were the doers. Your incompletions were making you do what you were doing. When Upanishads say that we are not the doer, they mean your incompletions are the doer. But unfortunately, people started thinking God is the doer. No. When you are told you are not the doer is the wrong person. Not the doer is the right person. It is so unfortunate. One guy asked his friend, are you not wearing your wedding ring? The right finger, why are you wearing the wedding ring in the wrong finger? The guy replied, yes, I am married to the wrong woman. No, really, you have a wrong understanding. It is so unfortunate when Upanishads say you are not the doer. Complete who thinks is the doer. Destroy the doer. But unfortunately, you start thinking God is the doer. No. So you need to understand, Ziva, this statement of Upanishad much deeper. Neither you are the doer, nor God is the doer, because you are God. Your incompletions are the doer. So complete. Let your incompletions, which were doers, let that die. Then you will understand you have a great zeal to be successful in enriching. Now, as long as you feel you are the doer, means your incompletions are making you believe you are the doer, you will not have success in anything you do, and you will not be able to detach from the doer, and even if you try to detach from the doer, you will only fall into depression. You will not have any motivation to do anything else. Please understand the complications involved in this whole situation you are describing. First thing, you can't detach yourself from doing. The doer is incompletion. Your incompletions are the doer. Please understand. Your incompletions are so powerful. Not only it does, but it puts you in suffering for all his actions. Completion is such, it gets all the pleasures but makes you enjoy the results. Understand, incompletion is such, it does all the crime, it pushes you to do all the wrong things, but puts you in suffering. It doesn't take responsibility. Completion is such, it makes you do all the good, but gives you the benefits. Incompletion does not trust even itself. Incompletion has deep doubt about itself. And incompletion always leads to more and more complications. Siva, your whole question will be answered on its own if you enter even little bit into completion. Sometimes even the surety of incompletion leads you to more problems. You see, incompletions sometimes will be so sure, it leads to more incompletions. In the incompletion moment, if you strongly believe this disease is going to come to you, you will see that incompletion brings the disease. I have a story. There was a trial happening in the court for murder. A defendant was on trial for murder. There was a strong evidence indicating guilt, but there was no corpse. In the law, the dead body is very important. Corpse is very important to prosecute. The defense's closing statement, the lawyer, knowing that his client would probably be convicted, resorted to a trick. He resorted to a trick, saying that, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I have a surprise for you all. The lawyer said, as he looked at his watch, he said, within 1 minute, the person you all presumed dead in this case will walk into this courtroom. He declared. He looked towards the courtroom door. The jurors, shocked, stunned, all looked on eagerly. All of them were looking at the door. A minute passed. Nothing happened. Finally, the lawyer said, actually, I made up this previous statement, but you all looked on with anticipation. I therefore tell you all that you have a considerable doubt, a reasonable doubt in this case as to whether anyone was killed at all, and insist that you return a verdict of not guilty. The jury clearly got confused. They retired to deliberate. Few minutes later, the jury returned and pronounced the verdict of guilty. Lawyer asked, how? But how can you say? You must have had some doubt. I saw all of you stare at the door. The jury foreman replied, yes, we all looked at the door, no doubt, but your client did not. Sometime, the sureness of your incompletion itself puts you in more problem. Let you all achieve, experience, live, express, radiate, share, and explode in eternal bliss. Nithyananda.
Nithyananda Dhyana Peetham, Nithyananda Nagar, off Mysore Road, Bidadi, Bengaluru. Phone 08027279999 www.nityananda.org, www.youtube.com/lifeblissfoundation.